We attack in. We cycle. Cycle again. Down to 6. Opponent scoops it up. There we go. Oh my goodness. All right. I mean, that's how powerful this deck can be. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and this deck is actually bonkers. I really think that everyone is sleeping on it. I know I was like, okay, Flourishing Fox was a really cool card when it was spoiled. Whenever you cycle another card, put a +1 counter on Flourishing Fox, then it can cycle for 1. And cycling for 1 is huge, by the way. It's an opt basically on every card, except you can pay any color mana for it. And not only that, but then it triggers so many things in this deck. Like every time we cycle with this deck, we're having like 6 to 7 triggers. So then we have Valiant Rescuer, which is another payoff. Whenever you cycle another card for the first time each turn, you create a 1/1 a white human social creature token. I'm going just with the big massive payoffs. Prickling Marmoset, one of the cards I was totally sleeping on, and with cycling all of a sudden this becomes really good. It's a 6/6. I've swung in with like 3 10/10s with this before, or 10 3s. Whenever you cycle a card, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. If you get to cycle a lot of times in the late game, it just gets massive. It's really, really awesome. We have there's just a bunch of cycling payoffs. We have Savai Thundermane. Whenever you cycle a card, you may pay 2. When you do, it deals 2 damage and you gain 2 life. I only have 3 copies of this because it's really only good in the late game, but it is still a 3/2 on the body. So against the aggro matchups, we like to be able to swing in. So I like to see like 1 in my opening hand or in the first few cards that we're drawing, and then later game I like to have 2 on the battlefield so that we can hit bigger things with bigger toughness. Dranith Stinger, whenever you cycle another card, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. We can even do a really cool thing here where we have Splendor Mare, which whenever we cycle this card, you get to put a lifelink counter on target creature. You can either put it onto our Prickling Marmoset, that will get massive every turn and swing in for a bunch of lifelink damage, or you can put it onto our Dranith Stingers, which it does damage to each opponent, so you gain 2 life, or you gain a life each time you cycle. Or the same type of thing with Savai Thundermare. If you are, it also does the 2 damage, so you can gain 2 life from lifelink and then the 2 life. So there's actually a surprising amount of life gain in this deck. We also have the Dranith Healer. Whenever you cycle another card, you gain 1 life. This is a good payoff. It lets you go a little bit longer, but because this is a 1 mana cycler, I actually like to use this more for cycling. But if we don't have any payoffs in the early game, it's coming down for sure. I just barely added the Footfall Crater, which I'm interested to see how good this card does. So I do have a few cards in here that are just kind of in for the fun of it. You know, I'm going to go 1 copy of that and actually 1 unpredictable Cyclone here, because I think that we need to have 1 to play here just because it is fun. It says whenever you cycle another non-land card would cause you to draw a card. Instead, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a card that shares the same card type with the cycle card. You may cast a card without paying its mana cost. So we can, anytime that we cycle a creature, potentially hit into a Godzilla Doom Inevitable, or also known as Yadero, the Wandering Monster, which is the turtle that you guys see in the cards. So this also cycles for 2. It also has an awesome payoff. If you end up cycling this 4 times, instead of shuffling it back into your library like you do each time you cycle this card, it will instead come out into the battlefield with Trample and Haste as an 8/8. Which is pretty cool. So guys, this is a really fun card. Zenith Flare, also you can just send this to the face if you ever want to. You have a bunch of cycling cards in your graveyard at some point, and any of our creatures that die that also have cycling count for that as well. And so it's actually pretty good after a board wipe to just say, oh, well, I'm gonna do 10 to you after that. Anyway, so there's a lot of really, really cool things you can do with this, and you're just gonna have to trust me and watch some gameplay because this is really fun. I do have 4 copies of the Mardu lands just because it's nice to have a copy of some cyclers. You also have Jeskai, which fits within these colors as well. And so I was debating on splashing black and blue, and I was going to build a sideboard around it, but right now I'm just wanting to jump right into playing some stuff. I'm in the middle of moving and a bunch of other stuff, so I don't have a ton of time to be doing everything. So we're actually going to jump right into a standard event here instead, because those are a little bit easier to manage with the time, and you also get to see a bunch of different type of decks there. Like in in competitive standard right now, you typically are just like in ranked, you're just playing the same type of deck still. Like there's a lot of new stuff coming out, but you're still running up against Jeskai Fires every once in a while. You still are running up against the basic mono red, and those aren't fun to play against. They're not fun for you guys to watch, and so I'm wanting to do other things. This is a little bit interesting. We have like 0 of the normal payoffs I have, but I kind of like this Reptilian Reflection, and also just Splendor Mirror on turn 3 is not bad. Because we have slow lands, we'll go ahead and play this out, see how it does for us. We also have our MTG assistant over here, which is sweet. I'm still promoting it, even though I'm actually technically done with the sponsorship, because it is flipping that good. All right, Savai Triome. Actually, let's see here. We might just like scry in to see if we can find a payoff here. All right, no payoffs. Now we'll go ahead and play this tapped. We do want to get lots of mana on the battlefield. Being able to have these down already is pretty nice. We'll save another one for cycling later. Let's go ahead and get out our 5/4 dinosaur. So this says whenever you cycle a card, you may have it become a 5/4 dinosaur creature with trample and haste in addition to its other types until the end of turn. They are going to negate. All right, I wasn't sure if they're going to have like a quench, whatever. I like to have the Splendor Mirror for the lifelink side of it, and that technically could get more damage dealt. But so it's fine. It's all good, I guess. If we're up against just straight up control blue in this, then maybe we should go back to ranked. I mean, we're playing up in Mythic, and I actually think this deck can compete in Mythic. Like, I'm actually convinced of this deck. It's pretty good. All right, do I just want to get out a 3/3 body, or do I want to start cycling the Godzilla? I guess let's see what else we hit, because if we hit like a 1/1, the Fox or whatever, that would be pretty nice. Or even just hitting another Godzilla here would be pretty sweet. All right, another Reptilian. I'm not going to cycle without getting some value out of that one. So let's go ahead and put this down tap, pass the turn. Opponent's not doing anything at the moment. And our cards, once one hits, we should be getting more value out of it than they are because everything synergizes so well. So Fairy Vandal, that's cool. That's fine. The Zenith Flares are kind of interesting with not having many cycling cards in just yet. We can kill Pteramander if we wanted to. It gets haste and trample. So we're going to go ahead and throw this out. Do I want to swing in this turn is the question. Or do I just want to get up the Thundermane while they're kind of tapped down? I think we're going to go ahead and get up the Thundermane. Giving this lifelink would be pretty nice. I'm not sure what happens if you put a lifelink counter onto an enchantment. Do the counters go away? I don't think so. I think that it would stay on it. All right, so they have unsummon. So I'm kind of glad I didn't turn this into a creature. Okay, swings in, down to 13. We are taking a lot of damage. We're gonna have to start doing something. They don't have the octopus yet. It looks like, man, we've not drawn very well. I will say that. All right, Thundermane. Essence Capture. That's fine. We're gonna take a lot of damage though, but hopefully this. I'm trying to think of how this works out. So I believe that we cycle. It'll trigger. Yeah, we can have this resolution order. So we want to have that come out first, take action, and then target that. Oh, we have to have a target as it goes on the stack, which is frustrating. Down to 15 though, we're at least in the race. We have ways to be gaining life. Down to 9 and some removal, which these are instant speed. That's good. Survive Thundermane. We want this counter so we can resolve something else. We're really not in good shape. How many cards are in here? Just killing a Pteramander, those are the ones that are going to get the most scary along the way. For all the cycling we've done, I don't feel like we've drawn very well this game. This is very different than any other game I've played with it so far. Believe me, guys, trust me. I know I've been like promoting this like crazy, and now it's like falling flat on its face. But this is the bad draws, and it's actually not doing terrible. All right, pass the turn. Prickly Marmoset. It's a 2/3 that gets bigger. Once we hit a cycler, we get to swing in for a bunch and a half. That's a big boy. Well, we can't deal with that, so let's go ahead and just kill Pteramander. Go up to 10. Pass the turn. We're not dead. With the Pteramander being out, we might have been. They would have been able to adapt it and swing in for lethal. So yeah. This gives us a shot. If we can string together a bunch of cycling cards, we could actually win on this turn, as long as they don't have Unsummon as their last card. Unpredictable Cyclone. Well, I think it's only worthwhile to cycle at this moment. Cycle. Turn on our creatures. See what we draw. Take action. Is the last card Unsummon. Okay, Godzilla. Cycling. Take action, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Goes back in. Castle Embereth. We get to hit for 6, 7. Oh, we get to do 13 damage. 13! We were so close. You see how explosive this is, though? I mean, I'm kind of assuming this is an unsummon. They've been holding up something. It could be a Fairy Vandal as well. Oh, Brazen Borrower. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, good game. But seriously, this deck is so cool when it goes off, when it does its thing. And we kind of started doing it there with a very clunky beginning. So we'll lose this one, but that's fine. Yeah, good game. Going to the next one. And sorry, everyone asks me what I do. I like to keep track of notes of my wins and losses because of editing purposes. If I do end up like changing into different things or whatever, sometimes I'll have a really bad game that I don't want to show because it's just not going to be fun. That is stuff that I write down. Everything. Anyway, I've had like 15 comments in the last 2 days of what I'm writing down. That's what I'm writing down. All right, we got some good payoffs. We have some cyclers. We're going to go ahead and keep this. I'm only going to throw out one of these healers and then start putting out other things, but we want at least a cycling payoff on the battlefield. I want to hit a Flutterfox in our opening hand. What are the odds we'll draw it here? 7% chance right now that we'll draw it. It's possible. Gingerbrute. This is another deck. I actually have this deck built like this. Well, I'm assuming what they're playing here is All That Glitters with Gingerbrute, with Steel Overseer, with Crystalline Giant, and Lurrus. Lurrus can recast all of your cheaper cards to help you get to your stuff here. Or this might just be the cheap version. Flourishing Fox is actually really good here. So we'll go Flourishing Fox. I like Flourishing Fox as our payoff almost more than anything else. It is very, very powerful. So we're going to get that out, cycle on their end step, or if they attack in. Interplanar Beacon. Okay, maybe this isn't what I was thinking it was. I mean, it could still be something. Okay, yeah, I have no clue what this is. Is this just a pile of beginner jank? That happens sometimes.
Right into battle.
Does not attack. Okay. Wheel cycle. Get a counter onto Flourishing Fox. Okay, let's see here. I think I want to get Thundermane down so that we can be doing some things with it next turn. We also have a chance to swing in here and kill something, so we'll go ahead and attack in. Do we worry about Cure at all? Not sure I care. I'm gonna go face. I want to get our Flourishing Fox as big as possible. I am a little bit worried about uncommons and things. Okay, double block. Do it. You know you want to. Okay. That's fine. Oh, he has 2 mana. Oh, how about that? We've already played a land, so pass the turn. With what they're playing, I'm not quite as worried about my life total at the moment. Maybe. This is a pile of jink, but it's expensive jink, it looks like. So I'm a little bit terrified, just a little bit.
Wind whispers.
The Snare Tactician for next turn, I might even hold on to the Cycler just to tap this down and make sure we kill Mu Yingling.
Quell your temper.
That is a thing that we can do. I could also just cycle to try to hit more Cyclers, but one mana Cyclers aren't always as easy to hit. I could also just get this big enough to swing in. All right, we're gonna go for the greed here. Flourishing Fox. That does cycle. Okay, that cycles for 1 mana. And I'm not as worried about going faces, just making sure we kind of mitigate their ability to draw on things here. So let's go ahead and Tactician here. Cycle. Yeah, tap down the Renowned Weaponsmith. Renowned. And we will kill Mu Yingling. Pass the turn.
I must uncover more secrets.
This Kiora is a little bit of ramp, and so we may focus on killing it at some point. They are up at 27 life already. Another Weaponsmith. This is a confusing deck. I'm really intrigued on what they're playing here. All right, so Marmoset. Pay 2 life here. Go to combat. They could double block the Thundermane, but if we get to kill... Oh, I forgot to tap down. Actually, let's see if we can hold full control. So 3 attackers. So stop on the attack phase here. There we go. Okay. Not punished. Target creature, we want this to get life gain. We want to tap you down. See all the triggers that we have with this deck? It's so fun. I mean, okay, like I was saying at the beginning, we don't necessarily want to run into all of our Thundermanes. They're a little bit awkward to have multiples of. Because you're only, in the early game, you only have enough mana to maybe use his ability 1 time. Because you have to pay 2 and you have to cycle for typically 2 mana. And so it's a 4 mana deal 2 and gain 2 life and draw a card. I mean, that's a pretty good deal. And so I like to have the option, but it's later game that I want to actually be using these. Which, I mean, I guess we're getting into later game a bit. Alright, I'm assuming they're just going to kill the Flourishing Fox here.
Recklessness and fear are the seeds.
They're going to have to deal with it, or just create bodies. Alright, that's fine. Card draw will be nice for them. We will absolutely kill Ugin, though, this turn. Alright, so how do we do this? I want to be able to spin the 2. So I think that we cycle here. We tap this. Auto pay. Kill you. It's only to creature. I wish it was a planeswalker as well, but it's fine. All right, and now we need to get 5 damage to Ugin. So let's go like that. Anything he blocks will get through. And now, do I try to go after the Kiora, or do I just go in at faced? Okay, so we do need to finish this game before they hit like board wipes or something. Yeah, we'll go in at face. They let all of it through. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Hold back a blocker.
Another time.
All right, pass the turn, and we get to refill our board if they do have board wipe pretty easily with good payoffs, and then we're going to eventually run into cyclers. I'm assuming that they're not doing a combo deck. It's just straight up planeswalkers. Mono blue, I guess. This is only to be used for artifact spells. Okay, Golos. Intriguing. For more interplanar beacons, I guess. Okay, Lotus Field. All right, Lotus Field gets untapped with Kiora, but they don't get to do anything with it. You can't actually... So this adds 2 mana of different colors, but you can only spend it to cast Planeswalker spells. So if you're going for Golos's ability, you're pretty far away from it, because this only taps for 3 manas of any one color. So not the best there either. I think I'm wanting to cycle here. Okay, we'll cycle first. I want to see if we hit anything else. Put a lifelink counter here. Tap Golos down. Decline. Draw a card. All right, Zenith Flare is pretty nice. We'll go to combat, swing in. A lot of damage going in at their face. They're probably gonna have to block the Flourishing Fox. I think it's better to block that than just, you know, hit the Snare Tactician. Especially when we can tap something every turn, potentially 2 things. So yeah, we get to kill something, get a hit in for a bunch and a half, 9. And we'll play Prickly Marmoset. Zenith Flare almost enough for lethal now as well. I mean, it should give us lethal for next turn, even just attacking in normally. So this is, oh man, this deck is so sweet. It is a very janky, interesting type of deck, but I love it. To the bottom, they only have 3 blockers, so we get to swing in for victory here. We're getting tons of life too because these guys have lifelink. Another Zenith Flare. So I could just kill Golos, but we're gonna do it the fun way. Swing all in. They're not gonna expect the Zenith Flare. They're gonna be like, this is a weird attack. I mean, technically, if like one of these guys dies along the way, it ends up working out, where we get 1 more point of damage. I guess this is the only one that could. Yeah, do you block the Prickling Marmosets? Because, I mean, these guys can get really, really big. You've got to be scared of that. Alright. Zenith Flare for 6 mana. 6, yeah. X equals 6. There we go. Oh, you got a human. Good on you, mate. Bam, down to 3. 5 more points of damage coming through, so that's the game. And yeah, this deck can be very, very explosive. I am intrigued if it has enough interaction to actually play against like the best decks in Standard. I've not actually faced up against too many of those yet. I've kind of played more janky decks with this, but we're gonna keep running it, and if we win the entire thing, then there you go. Up against Strider, bringing on Strider. And, ooh, terrible mana. Bad mana, bad. I mean, we do have a lot. Like, this is an amazing hand with really bad mana, and almost everything in our deck will bring these things untapped. In fact, these are. I have one more Castle on Breath, and we have like tapped lands. Flourishing Fox. So we have some good 1 mana plays. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this. A little bit greedy, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. I do want to actually try out this Footfall Crater at some point with a creature, because like the Prickling Marmosets, if you have enough mana to enough stuff to cycle, can be like at least in a 10-3 at some point. All right, that turns on the rest of our stuff. I want to hold on to it for cycling. We need to make sure that we can actually play these because now we can Flourishing Fox and something else, or we can get Valiant Rescuer out. Mono red. I have beaten mono red twice with this deck, but we have a very slow start, and they're on the play. Beating mono red on the play is way different than playing it normally. So I think we play out. We can go wide and hope they don't have Stomp for next turn, and then having enough blockers might be enough. Or I think I think to actually be able to win here, we might need to be greedy like this. So let's go ahead and play out the Valiant Rescuer. Pass the turn. We have a better chance of actually trading off with Runaway Steamkin, so they may not attack in that way. Another Steamkin. Okay. All right. So another 1 mana Trampler would be nice. Sorry, no, 1 mana Cycler. Because then we can get Flourishing Fox, cycle on our turn, cycle on their turn to get 2 things. And we still can find it. So Castle Embereth, Flourishing Fox. I want to go ahead and just cycle this, though. Cycle on our turn. I guess we could just cycle on their turn if I was doing that, but... Okay, Zenith Flare. No attacks past the turn. Yeah, if I was just cycling the Darrow, I should have cycled on their turn. That was a misplay. They're stuck on 2 lands, which is kind of nice. Robber of the Rich. I mean, if they swing in here, we're definitely just going to make trades. Okay. They cycle here. With all these lands I'm hitting, I should have kept that for cycling. Ooh, life gain. Do I just throw out a 3/3 lifelink, or do I make this a lifelinker? I haven't played a land yet. Let's go ahead and scry. Okay, so we do have a 1 mana Cycler, and we do keep it. More cycling is good. We will pass the turn. We get to create another token on the next turn. Sorry guys, when you have a baby, you start playing with baby toys. This is a nose sucker. Sorry about that. Oh, and by the way, fun news. Our second baby is a girl, so we're gonna have a boy and a girl, and life is good. Super happy about it. All right, let's see if they're swinging in or not. I want this card. We'll give it to Flourishing Fox. What did they hit? All right, land. Perfect. All right, that worked out very well. All right, so we have a bunch of chump blockers, or blockers with which we can chump. Block there, block there. Actually, let's see here. Block there. Chump the Steamkin here. If they try to use mana, they can't really do it. I could Valiant here. So they're potentially have Embercleave. Which, if they try to kill Flourishing Fox, we gain 4 life, kill the thing with Ember Cleave. It's not terrible. And then we get the Zenith Flare once they try to trigger something else. The question is, do I want to get Valiant Rescuer into, like, attack, block something as well? I think that that's our best blocks. Ember Cleave, okay. They could just go for the biggest thing and try to get through a bunch of damage. Oh, you said they go for the Scorch Spitter. All right. All right, so we get to kill 2 creatures. They have Ember Cleave. They can try to equip it onto their Steamkin here, but that means you lose your other Steamkin. We get to Zenith Flare something here too. It's kind of hard to Zenith Flare with the Steamkins though. They get annoying. All right, they bring out Phoenix of Ash. Okay. Fervent Champion. That is interesting. It's this will be a little bit difficult because they have the Ember Cleave on the battlefield. 2 more mana for the shock. All right. Well, they've just had everything. That's cool. I mean, they are empty-handed now, but I think that's a good enough trade-off. They have a bunch of stuff on the board. Another Valiant Rescuer. Can I hold off on Zenith Flare, though, is the question. I'm not sure I can. I like the Valiant Rescuer. It's a really good blocker, although if they have things that are going to have trample the rest of the game, it doesn't really matter. The life gain might be worthwhile. I think what we do is we try to cycle into something better. Let's go ahead and put down Castle Ardenvel. Pass the turn. Robber of the Rich. Alright, they're gonna be able to steal something from us, but I think we kill Runaway Steamkin. I should have waited. Because they technically could have used the mana to put it onto like Phoenix of Ash or Robber of the Rich and get a little bit more damage out of that. Alright, is the card on top going to be good or bad? I say bad. It was good. Actually would be a very good thing for us right now. Very, very good. Alright. Take a bunch and a half. I mean, we're finally dropping below starting life total, so I mean, that's helpful. Zenith Flares are going to be sweet. Ah, I knew it. I should have drawn first. Well, oh well. Alright, just play this one out with Zenith Flare after they attack. Pass the turn. They're stuck on 2 lands. That's kind of helpful. Alright. Pay to put it onto Robber of the Rich. Or Phoenix of Ash. Yep, do it. Dare ya. So it's pretty cool. They keep track of how many Yodaros you've cycled through over here. I have gotten to 4 with this before, so that's pretty nice. You can also just play them out by that point typically as well. So we actually let it resolve here. Let them swing in first. Because if we kill it before they go to combat phase, now we can... I guess let's let them swing with Robber of the Rich first. Okay, kill Phoenix of Ash. Game 5. We do kill Robber of the Rich. They get to have a 2/2 with double strike and everything. We're gonna have to find a way to deal with that, but I think that was the best play. 4 mana to be able to bring this back. Oh, the perfect blocker. Yes, we'll take it. Pass the turn. Gonna get out our lands because cycling, we do want to make sure that we're hitting our land drops so that we can do multiple things in a turn. What's the last card in hand? All right, they get to kill Prickly Marmoset, but this has got to be a shock or something for it to be worthwhile. Otherwise, we win on the first strike damage. Okay, so they do get there. But we get to kill it before it does any more damage. Rimrock Knight. Okay, okay. Is that good enough? I don't think so. I think I'm actually cycling this away. Against what they have, it's not good enough. All right, play Mountain, pass the turn. Gain 7, kill the thing. That's pretty good. Let's see if they go for the Phoenix of Ash first, though. Exile how many cards? 3 other cards. So they're going for that over the Embercleave. This technically does more damage. And they can do this multiple times, and so killing it here isn't great for us. Attack in. But we can deal with Rimrock Knight a lot better than we can Phoenix of Ash. So I guess we make him have to play something else next turn. Go up to 24, down to 21. Reptilian Reflection. Pass the turn. We do have Castle Ardenvale here. So now if they go for the Phoenix, that might be pretty good for us. Did I have that last turn as well? That might have been better, and just holding up Zenith for the next turn. Once they go to Embercleave, I could have killed it. So that was the better play. So I think I forgot that I had the ability to do Castle Embercleave, or Ardenvale, excuse me. All right, okay, they do it this time. Attack in. We will block Rimrock Knight. Down to 18. Give me something good. Come on. Deck. For the love of donuts. Gotta work with me here. They get to swing in for 8 next turn. And I think we've used all of our removal spells, basically. I think I only have 3 Zenith Flares because we're only running 22 lands. We should be able to pull this off. We just have drawn very bad for the rest of this game. We just haven't hit like any Yadaros. We haven't hit any like bigger payoffs. We can bring out an 8/8 with trample for free right now. Yep. If we can get our lifelinker, would be nice here as well. 12. So bad. Oh, now you're just rubbing it in our face. All right. If we string together a bunch of cyclers, we can potentially do 20 points of damage here. Like, there is a legitimate chance that we can do that. Take action. All right, we get a 5/4. We get another cycler. We will cycle. Okay, Marmoset grows up to 6. Yeah, take action, doesn't really matter. No! All right. Good game. Couldn't pull it off. All right, opponent gets a swing in for lethal here. But man, it was close. We actually managed the board of like a really good start for Mono Red. I guess they were stuck on 2 lands. But I mean, they had 2 Runaway Steamkins, Runaway Steamkins. They had a bunch of really good cards. They had the Embercleave. And we still were able to clear their entire board. We just couldn't pull it off after the fact. And that's just bad running. So I don't feel too bad about that. I'm okay. I feel really bad, but it's okay. All right, here we go again. 2 2 losses, man. I said that this deck is going to be really good, and now if we just do terribly, so bad. Well, we're going to play at least enough to get a couple of wins in. Foxy Kiwi, so even if we lose this one, I'll play a few more. All right, keep this. We got some good payoffs. This will be nice. Rescuer, and a Marmoset. Up against the combo deck. This is a really hard combo to beat. Rescuer over Thundermane for early game. Paradise Druid. No Flutterfox. Kind of want to swing in against this Paradise Druid. Typically with their deck, what they're trying to do is just get to this combo as quick as humanly possible. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and offer up the trade. All right, they do take the trade. Honestly, keeping them away from 6 mana is really, really useful for us because I don't know if we can beat their combo once they get to it. If we get to play this stuff for a few turns, we're actually in pretty good shape. All right, so Prickling Marmoset number 2. Oh, I meant to play land there and cycle. We'll cycle for both on the next turn then. Okay, pass the turn. Growth Spiral. Alright, they're still ramping. They get up to 5 next turn, 6 on the turn after. This is where we need our stingers to be able to do damage over the top of their board. So I also built this combo deck as well. I built this Sultai version of it, which I actually like quite a bit. I've seen the Bant version played quite a bit, and the Bant version is good. There's some downsides to it though, of course, as there always are. There's no creatures to do this against, right? So we attack in. We cycle. I want to hit more cyclers if we can. All right, cycle again. Yeah, I think that just getting in the damage when and while we can is what matters here. Down to 6. And I mean, this Zenith Flare is not terribly far from being able to give us victory. Opponent scoops it up. There we go. Oh my goodness. They must have just missed the land drop for 6 because, I mean, you should be able to pull off a combo even from there with that card. But all right. I mean, that's how powerful this deck can be. Swinging in for, I don't even know how much that was. It's a lot and a half. All right, here we go again. Well, we're 2-2 so far. We're gonna at least be even. Hey, maybe then I'll be able to keep this video short instead of having it be like 3 hours long, and then I can actually get back to moving. Sorry guys. Life is gonna be crazy for the next couple of days, and then after that, it'll go back to normalness. Flourishing Fox, I can get out right away and cycle the Yodaro, which is a little bit awkward. Not really though. I mean, I want to get Marmoset out early, but if we can get a lifelinker and stuff on this. Oh, pay 2 life. I recognize that getting out Temple of Tramp earlier might be better, but against this deck, we're going to want to go a little aggro, just like how we did last game. And if we don't go aggro, we have some issues. We know that they won't be playing anything for turn 1. And so we get basically a free turn here. All right, never mind. We're gonna bring out another payoff. We can also go wide and aggro, and that's pretty good against this deck. Okay, pass the turn. That'll help the Temple of Tramp play work a little bit better here. Growth Spiral. All right, so we get in for a big hit. Such a cool card. Yeah, so if people were asking, so the small text here is the actual name of the card, in case you didn't know. Do I want to put focus onto... Oh, man. We need lands for that to be worthwhile. It's a cycling card. We do want cycling payoffs, but we can draw into other things. Let's go ahead and attack in. I think it's actually better to play the lifelink cycler first, but I had some comments before say that you should always be cycling Yadero first. But I think that you should get value on what you have, because you can potentially just always play this at 7 mana, like if you get to it. As long as you are cycling it before 7 mana, it doesn't really change things too much. Although you could string them together, and that's the whole idea of it. Okay, Castle Embereth. Okay, this gets haste, so play that out and trample, cycle. But I want to offer up the Valiant Rescuer, take action, all attack. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, which means they probably have a land for it to play again, and going wide might be our best option after this turn. All right. Takes it all. All right, they don't have a land. I should have swung in. All right, down to 5, past the turn. We get Reptilian Reflection again. And how many cycling cards? Did they whiff? I think they whiffed. Okay, they got a Sphinx of Foresight. All right, Sphinx is pretty good, but I don't think it's enough. Okay, we need a 1 mana cycler or a land. 1 mana cycler. All right, do we have enough damage here? I think we do. All right, so Reptilian Reflection number 2. Cycle. Take action, take action. All right. And another cycler. Not this turn though. I believe so. So how do they block here? They block 1, they block 2, 1 damage will come through. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then as long as anything else gets through, we win. All right, so yeah. Whew, we got through it. Man, this deck, when it goes off, it goes off. Yeah, so these have trample. So the 1 damage will get through there, and we'll get in. We have 5 there anyway, so yeah, good game. Dude, that was sweet. Oh my goodness. We won against them actually getting out the Gyarados, which, I mean, they didn't go crazy like they should have, but I mean, that's also the downside of that deck, is that it's not always going to combo off. I know when I play it, it never works for me, so someone else gets to have it not work. It's banned words. Bring it on. Is his name actually something different, but it's banned, and so you... Intriguing question. All right, this is potentially very explosive. We have the Valiant Rescuer. We have 2 of these Reptilian Reflections, which we saw how powerful those are. Ooh, and we got a Flourishing Fox. Okay, okay. This is like the bestest hand I've ever had. Fervent Champion. And I know I want to hold on to this, but maybe just slowing them down is better. Because we're not going to be more aggressive than they are, can we? Turn 3, yeah, we're not going to be able to do stuff until turn 4. So I'm going to go ahead and just trade. I don't love that, but I think it is the better play. And honestly, I might get out the Dranith Healer here to be a blocker for Fervent Champion now. Over the Rescuer. It also gains us life if we cycle, stuff like that. I mean, we're losing out on a 1 mana cycler, which is painful, but we have these 2 cards over here. It's 10th Street Dodger. Is not swinging. No lands. All right, so we definitely got him here. Oh, do I string together and go crazy wide, or do I start actually trying to hit lands? That's the question here. I feel like lands will help me play Magic. That would be nice. I'm gonna go for a land for this turn. On the next turn, if we can potentially hit like a 1 mana cycler and something else. Man, we have all the Valiant Rescuers. No attacks past the turn. No land though. I think that We're running 22 lands because we're opting basically every turn. And so you figure that you should be able to be fine. I can potentially cycle 2 times here. I need to start getting bodies on the battlefield though. So Valiant Rescuer, pass the turn, no attacks. They have 2 mana, they have the Steamkin, 3 mana, Annex. Okay, now if things die, it's kind of okay for them. Doesn't swing in, that's helpful. Tapped land. Ah, come on, deck. All right, let's scry first. Just see what's on top. All right, another land. So we know we can get that for next turn. I want to go for another Rescuer. This way we are more willing to block. The issue is, do they have Embercleave? I think we were just too slow here to actually build a board. Didn't hit enough lands. Torch Courier. Man, all the 1-drops. This might be the Cavalcade of Calamity version of this deck. Yeah, they get a swing in. Free there. I'm swinging free. If the last card here is Embercleave, that's ridiculous. Alright, well, we do block Annex. Yeah, we can't block these guys, right? Yeah, so block Annex. Actually, you know what? If they don't have Embercleave, we just throw that in front. We don't get to kill Annex, but they don't go wide either. And then we can go wide instead. So we're going to be a little bit greedy here. Yeah. I mean, they had 3 mana with the Steamkin to potentially Embercleave, so I wasn't sure. Light up the stage. My goodness, going so wide. Which, I mean, we get to Valiant Rescuer and Yadaro here. That should be pretty nice. It's everything. And they have the Cavalcade of Calamity for next turn. Yeah, it's slipping away from us, guys. Definitely slipping away from us. We would have gotten 3 1/1s there. I'm debating if I want to just cycle the 1 mana one. I think I do. So cycle here. I know Yadaro is good. It's great, but it's not going to help us win anytime soon. Unless we need 1 mana cyclers here. Okay, not a 1 mana cycler. No attacks. If we had it, we could also cycle on their turn to get a few more blockers. Cavalcade of Calamity. Yeah. That's bad. It's very not good. If we kill Annex, they get so many guys. We should have killed him last turn because now every one of these also creates things. Yeah, okay, good game. I won't say it just yet. I mean, they don't have a payoff for the Runaway Steamkin here, so I guess we 4, 5, 6, 7. We're definitely dead on the backswing. There are some things that we can get that gain us enough life to maybe be relevant. Ping afterwards doesn't matter. The issue is that all these creatures we killed also create tokens. So, I mean, like, we just drew the wrong side of our deck here. Cycling. It's got to be a life gain something or other. Hey, that's a life gain something or other. Not that it's fast enough, but we got a life linker out there. Oh, yeah. All right. And that's game. Yeah, good game. We're dead before they even hit into here anyway. Dude, and they got another Steamkin. That was the nuttiest of nut draws. I mean, they kept a 1-land hand, which is pretty ridiculous. But that was good. All right. 3 wins, 3 losses. And the losses were very painful. I think those are some of the most painful losses I've ever had. We can check out our stats for this deck here too. So yeah, 3-3, 50% win rate. So I mean, clearly it's awesome. You got to try it out, guys. I at least hope that you guys saw how cool the different things you can do with this deck are. I think it's fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.